Has the Airbus A380 become so powerful? The A380, which was previously adored, has faced challenges in recent times, leading industry experts to believe it would eventually become obsolete. However, this was not due to any shortcomings of the aircraft itself, but rather a result of major airlines redirecting their focus towards smaller aircraft, even for long-distance flights. But now, airlines are taking certain steps with the A380s that might seem a bit unusual. So what are they? Let's uncover this in this video. The A380, once considered the pinnacle of aviation engineering, has struggled in recent years. Despite offering unparalleled comfort and capacity, it has proven to be a thorn in the side of airline owners. The onset of the COVID pandemic did little to improve the situation, and Airbus eventually ceased production as orders declined. As a result, airlines turned to smaller aircraft like the Boeing 747, which they viewed as more profitable. However, there have been signs of a potential comeback for the A380. Airlines are starting to show renewed interest in the aircraft, and there have been changes in their attitude towards it. British Airways is one of the airlines that is leading the way. It is known for its forward-thinking approach, and the A380 provides it with exciting new opportunities. Like Emirates, British Airways is a staunch user of the A380, and it is not waiting until next summer to deploy its fleet of wide-body aircraft. Instead, it has set its sights on the business it can do in the winter season. There will be a lot of traffic shuffled between Heathrow Airport and Los Angeles International Airport in the United States, and British Airways is looking to take advantage of this. That route has seen a tremendous amount of traffic, with approximately 11 flights between British Airways and its LA counterpart taking place every day. This is a remarkable achievement, given the current low demand for air travel. British Airways has already released its winter schedule, which showcases a lot of traffic expected between December and January, as passengers travel from London to the US and several other parts of the world for the holiday season. Traffic between London Heathrow and Los Angeles by airplane has been operating twice daily aboard the 469-seat capacity A380 since 2013. However, the COVID-19 pandemic led to a brief slowdown, but the winter schedule is set to get back to using A380s to full effect as air travel picks up at the end of 2020 and into 2023. Many airlines are exploring the benefits of wide-body A380s for the winter market. Korean Air, for instance, is now serving the route from Seoul to JFK Airport twice per week, and Bangkok 3 times per week, using their A380s. This brings the scheduled A380 flights to JFK to the same level as the flight to Los Angeles. Both Korean Air and other airlines are bringing back the A380s into their fleets and streamlining their travel schedules to occupy the high-capacity aircraft. However, some airlines, like Qantas, are going in the opposite direction. Initially, the airline had grand plans to roll out some A380 flights between Melbourne and Los Angeles, but they have completely abandoned that plan. Instead, they replaced all routes where the Airbus A380 is notorious, much to the chagrin of its passengers, with the Boeing 787-9. This change has risked the vexation of its customers, some of whom might prefer first-class luxury while flying across the Australian skies. The absence of a massive first-class cabin and the appealing upper-deck lounge of the double-decker has made the flight on the Boeing 787 the airline less appealing. The company's reasons for making the switch are nonetheless baffling, citing the irregularities in their schedules as the reason they want to cut down on their A380s. They are simply opting for a flight with a smaller capacity, viewed as the ultimate solution to flight cancellations and delays, often experienced due to their over-reliance on the few A380s they own. When the A380s get filled up, they tend to have passengers left hanging due to the unavailability of another flight to move. Instead, the switch to Boeing 787 Dreamliner means that they will have at least 20 aircraft, including 6 wide-body planes, and the A380s will exist as a contingency to forestall any sudden spike in demand. The change is a temporary swap, as they hope to increase their capacity with time with the gradual increase in demand for long-haul travel. The Boeing 787 might be a more economical alternative to the high-capacity Airbus A380. The company will be more confident about using its A380s once the demand for air travel reaches its peak. However, the downside is that they have to contend with clients who paid a lump sum to ride first class in the A380 and now have to settle for the 236-capacity Boeing 787. It only has 8 first-class seats, which means that some tickets will be reverted back to business class, much to the distaste of their passengers. Many passengers will be lost to rivals who might be using the A380. Qantas is going in the opposite direction of the progress of other airlines. It will not just make them lose some of their local passengers, but several international travelers would opt for an airline that gives them what they want, regardless of their interests. One of them might be Lufthansa, a German airline. Lufthansa, one of the few long-term customers of the Airbus A380, used to have 14 A380s, but had to ground them during the COVID-19 pandemic as air travel reached its lowest point in years. There was zero need to parade most of the fleet, especially the wide-body aircraft. Smaller capacity carriages were also chosen to save fleet operation money and store their larger A380s. Lufthansa sold 6 of its A380s during the grounding, but a lot is changing now that COVID has ended and the restrictions on commercial travel have been eased. They have 8 A380s left, and they believe that more is needed to help them contend with their international and local competitors. However, they are aware that aircraft manufacturers like Airbus and Boeing are unable to build enough aircraft to meet orders their clients have already placed for over a year. Lufthansa's immediate solution is to reactivate its grounded fleet of A380s. 3 of those flights will be integrated into the itinerary to serve international flights from Munich to the United States. Lufthansa believes that commercial air travel will be back in full force in the summer of 2023, and its preparations are underway. Each A380 carrying as many as 509 passengers will serve the horde of orders they will receive in 2023. It is also equipped with a first-class section with 8 seats, which is not available on the Boeing 787s they ordered and are unable to receive at this time. Their interest in the Boeing 787 stems from an inquiry to replace their aging A340-300s. However, those efforts have stalled due to Boeing's manufacturing issues, so the A380 is a great alternative that they are willing to capitalize on. But Lufthansa is not alone in taking such big steps to cure travel demand. Emirates is by far the world's largest operator of the A380 fleet, owning 119 A380 aircraft. Do they own a couple of Boeing aircraft? Yes. They own 10 Boeing 777-200LRs and 124 Boeing 777-300ERs. As of this recording, they are in service A380s and Boeing 777s that can provide first-class service for their passengers. Their Boeing fleet can have 8 first-class seats, while the A380 is spacious enough for a first-class cabin with 14 seats. In addition to this luxury, they have already signed agreements with Boeing and Airbus to retrofit 53 Boeing 777s and 67 A380s with premium economy seats to prepare for the upcoming surge in air travel. In terms of class, many would place the A380 above the Boeing 777. It can carry over 500 passengers, while the 777 can only carry about 350 passengers. So it makes sense that they are investing more money in upgrading the A380. They are relishing the opportunity to receive a scheduled order of 58,350,500 aircraft of at least 400 passenger capacity, like Lufthansa. They are also victims of Boeing's inability to meet its supply, as they have already booked 115 Boeing 777X and 30 Boeing 787-9s. At least they expect delivery in 2025, which is 2 years too late for them to take advantage of the expected rise in air travel demand. It also remains to be seen how well Airbus will maintain its lead over Boeing despite its inconsistencies in meeting its own orders for its aircraft. However, Airbus is waging war on Boeing on 2 fronts, in the sense that it is not just the A380 that seems to be a threat, learning to use some of Boeing's most competitive models in the market. Although we haven't seen the Airbus A350 just yet, airlines are dying to have it enlisted among their fleet, especially with some of the new improvements it is adding to their new batch of A350s. So it seems enough for this video. If you enjoyed watching it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.